Hey guys, it's Mary from PsychicSoulmateReading.com. In this video, I will be giving us a reading forecast, tarot reading, for our week, May 13th to May 20th. And the way it works is because you landed on this video that the message and the reading is intended for you. It's a collective reading and it always goes to the person that is watching it. So if you were drawn, you are here for a reason. And if you are watching this like way after, it doesn't matter because the message and the reading is still intended for you regardless. It always works like that. I get my clients are always, or people just watching my videos. I've been doing this for years and I get the same response. Like, how did you know that card was for me? Were you thinking about me? And actually, no, I'm not. I'm just looking at a phone right now and just staring at that little dot that's there and just, just talking away and just letting spirit work through me to give you the message. That's the way I do it. And I use tarot cards just to ignite the intuition, but it's because you are here. And if some things are not like completely resonating with you and you're saying, I'm not sure if that applies to me, visit back because you were here for a reason. There's a message, there's a reason. Everything happens for a reason, okay? And the cards that I'm working with today are Tarot of the Witches, okay? So these cards were gifted to me by my friend Allison off of Instagram, Alley Cat, and I just love these cards. She just knew, she's a clairvoyant too. She just knew that I needed this deck and she sent them to me last year. And I was like, how did you know I wanted this deck? Because I've been wanting this deck, but I never got them from there. I have a list of cards. I don't want to overwhelm myself. But anyways, these cards were from the James Bond, like 1971 or 72, early 70s, and Jane Seymour was in it, and Roger Moore. It was like a really old James Bond movie, Live and Let Die, and she was a high priestess. Anyways, since I was a little girl, I just loved it, and I was like, I forgot about them, but then I knew I wanted them. So anyways, I was drawn to work with them today and give you the message through that. So I've already shuffled and asked, what do we need to know for everybody that's viewing this and watching this for our highest good, for whatever we need to know, even if it's for the week or it's for your month or for your day, whatever it is. And 4 cards came out, okay? So 4 cards are here. I usually do 3, but it doesn't matter because there's no right and wrong, right? It's all synchronized. We're all synchronized. We're all in together, and Spirit is talking to me to tell you this. And the first card that came up, well, actually it fell out of the deck, and it was just saying I need to pull this card out. And yeah, it's one of the cards that I always want. It's a devil card. I always want to tear this card up and say, I don't want this card in my deck. It's evil. But no. It's not evil. I mean, I'm just like telling you my old brain saying that. When I was younger, I was like, okay, I'm going to take all the ugly cards and just tear them up. But no, we need the shadows. So that's my point. The devil card is the shadow. So perhaps there's been some stuff coming up in your life that has been triggering some shadows. And I know that Mother's Day was last week. And so when that it was on Sunday. So, a lot of stuff comes up, we get the shadows, we get the triggers, and when I say shadows, it's kind of like the pain body, Eckhart Tolle. So Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body, which is the part of you that is your ego, the negative part of the ego, because we need a healthy ego to survive. And it's kind of like saying it like your like pain, guilt, fear, anger, anything that relates to that, gluttony. It's like just whatever is really, holding you back. That is what that is telling you. It's the ego. And that's not the truth. Some people ask me, how do I know if it's my intuition or if it's my mind? Well, your intuition is always pure love and just pure joy. The ego is always analyzing. And if you have to second guess something, then it's not true. So if you have to fake it, then that you're actually covering up the ego. So it's better to be open with yourself, because that's what the devil card is, the opposite. The devil card is actually like holding and keeping yourself tight and not revealing things, and open up. It's okay to open up to someone, open up and talk to somebody, open your heart. Don't try to control it. Also, the devil card represents is maybe you're trying to control something. You want something to happen a little bit quicker. You want it sooner. You want that person to respond to you, or you want that relationship. You want that diamond ring. You want that engagement ring, I should say, sooner. Like you just want that sooner. Or sometimes we do that. We make it happen. We do it. We all do it to ourselves. So let me tell you, even when no one's perfect, I'm telling you, I got the same problem too. Okay, we're all in this together. Like I said, we're all one because we're in a human body. And when you're in a human body, that's the machine, as I always say. Our spirit is in it and it's pure joy. We have to, this is a part, we make all this, right? We actually, like our body, and doesn't really exist. We just make it happen. There's another theory about it, and I won't go into it because that is just going to be another video that we'll talk about with you sometime about that and how it works. And anyways, I want to get right to the reading, so I'm just feeling drawn to go into another direction with it because the ego and the shadows could bring up a lot of stuff, especially being Mother's Day on the weekend. So like Mother's Day weekend, it can really trigger, if you have any issues or anything with your mom, or perhaps maybe there was something like an experience of being a mom. It's like I totally get it, and it's like the pain and the sorrow that we get. It's like we it's a happy time, but it's also a sad time because it's it's just what it is. So anyways, I will get on further with the next card, and the next card was the Hierophant. This came up, and the Hierophant is actually looking at things on a higher level, looking at things deeper, actually seeing things from a higher perspective and not looking lower, like actually seeing things from the eagle's eyes, as I always say, like seeing it on a higher level rather than looking at down low, and just raising the vibration, raising the energy. It's also relating to like just tuning into a higher calling, tuning in and reaching out to a higher calling. And you've been feeling maybe you need that support. Like the Devil card is the opposite of feeling secure, where the Hierophant is actually security, and we just have to listen to what we're getting, because like when we're getting messages, we all have intuition. Can I tell you something? Newsflash. And the Hierophant represents intuition too. So we are all getting intuition. We all have it. It's just when we get out of our heads, like the Devil card is making it so complicated. And it's like, oh, I need this and I need that and I need this and I need this to do this and to do that. Just to give you an example. So it's kind of like when we do too much and try to think of it, and it's just a dog chasing its tail. So it's kind of like, what? Surrender. That's what the Hierophant is telling you. There's something that you need to do and that you need to surrender. Don't worry about getting anything perfect. Don't worry about looking perfect. Don't worry about it. I am the queen of that. I can tell you the truth. I mean, I get like that myself. We all have those issues, but we work through them. Like I was telling you, we all work through. You have to work through it. And if you don't, and if you try to think that you have to get it always perfect and it has to be perfect, or that relationship is not perfect and you are trying to get it to be perfect, or you're missing out on something and you're feeling like you're not worthy or you're not good enough, well, let me tell you something. You are 100%. Your mind is making up those stories, right? And when Judgment comes up, because that was the next card, and that is judging yourself really harshly. That is putting on too much on yourself. And as you can see, there's some stones. Well, actually, those are graves. And there's like an angel with a horn. And so I believe that's Gabriel. In traditional Judgment tarot cards, I think that's what it is. Anyways, it represents judging yourself harshly. It's kind of like looking at things and putting too much pressure on yourself, you're making yourself overwork. You're overworking yourself. And when you do that, I'm going to tell you right now, what you're doing is you're making yourself unhappy, depressed, and just anxious. If you're expecting something and thinking that it's got to be this way, and you're trying to manifest something, and you're thinking, well, when? That's the most popularest question that I get. Do you see when that's going to happen? When is this going to happen? We're always like, everything is on time. It's like a 3D time. I always say, why keep yourself? Everything is 3D, of course. We live in this world. That's the ego. The ego is 3D, okay? And we have to survive with it, of course. Yes, it's fun, but mix it up with a little bit of 5D, which 5D is a little bit of heaven. It's a little bit of, it's bliss is what it is. It's like my painting that I painted back there. It's just total love. See the heart? It's just total love. And it's just tapping into that. And when you are aligned to your higher self, like when you are doing what you really love to do, and you're listening to what you really want, you are actually turning and everything will work out your way. You see, when you are trying to make something work, you're actually pushing it further away from you. So when you align yourself and when you believe in something that you're doing something that you truly, truly love, and when you put it down, like that's what I'm trying to say. When you do that, you actually bring what you need into your life. And if it's about a relationship, trying to make it happen at a certain time and saying, I want this person. I hear you. I get these comments and these messages and everything. When is my beloved ever going to enter my life? And clients tell me that. They ask me that. And I'm like, you know what? You can't make it happen. You got to give up the control of trying to make it happen, because the more you try, the more you're going to push it away. It's better to just love yourself. And this goes on for, say for instance, if you have a beloved that is far away from you, trying to make it happen at a certain time when this person to come back into your life, you're actually pushing it away. Your beloved is actually there. Your beloved is looking for you, is searching for you, just like you're searching for him or her. So it's like you need to just love yourself and just tune into what you love to do. Make your heart sing. Sweep yourself off your feet. That's why I always say, sweep yourself off your feet. Tune into the moon. I always like to, one good little tip, I like to tune into the elements because that really helps me to dive deep. Okay. When I see a full moon, I go outside and I just visualize that the moon is hitting my third eye. And I feel the energy, and I just go within and I just feel the love, because letting the moon nurture you and love you. And then do the same with the sun. We do that to our crystals. We take them out in the sun, in the moonlight. Why not cleanse yourself and recharge and retune yourself? Why not do that? And do it often. It doesn't have to be when the planets are aligned or anything. It doesn't matter. Even if it's Mercury retrograde, do it. Do those things for yourself. And planets, I'm talking about the moon and the sun, even the stars. Like, just go outside and look at the stars. Just take the time out just to do the simple things in your life that make you happy, okay? Because when you do that, you are making yourself, you are aligning yourself with your true calling. And you may not find, like some of you are looking for your true calling and looking for what that may be. Well, how would you know if you never try? If you just need to let yourself, I always say, let yourself wander. Maybe you love to cook. Maybe you wanted to write that blog post. Maybe you wanted to do things that are just totally different than what you normally would ever do. Maybe if you wanted to paint, you know what? Do it. I have never taken an art class in my life. I just paint. I just love to paint. And I paint with my hands too. I don't even use a brush. So you know what I mean? You can create the most beautifulest masterpiece in everything that you do, in anything you do, even the way you organize your home, just doing, I'm just giving you simple stuff, right? Whatever comes to you and whatever you feel you need to do, just go with it. And also always tell a person that you love them, the person that you do love, because, like I always say, the first, live your life as if this was the last day for you to be on this planet, okay? And I'm not saying to actually use the law of attraction for that, but just think about it. This is the last day of today. And it'll never be this day. I'm not going to say the date, because it will never be the date tomorrow. It will change tomorrow, because it doesn't matter, because everything matters today, really today. Do something that really makes you feel so happy. And that's just it doesn't have to be a big thing. Don't go out and start thinking, I got to do this and I got to do that. You know what? Just a certain color makes me happy. Just a certain little sparkle of something very, very small. That's all. Just take that time and take some time out for yourself. Take it slow, okay? Because when you do, the sun is shining. Okay, and that was the last card. It was the sun. You see the sun? The sun is actually a very, very positive card. The shadows, the dark can't hide from the light. I mean, it's just nothing dark can hide. So it's like whatever has been dark in your life, it's actually being bright. You're going to actually find whatever that was missing in your life, or whatever that was dark, you're finally going to get it. But you may just, listen, it may not happen in a flash like that, or, you know, like fireworks, but it's going to slowly, it might, like I said that the reading was intended for that week, but it can happen over the course of time. Who knows? Maybe you just watch this video once and, you know, you may not watch another video of mine again. I mean, because it's just the way life is, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just, but the reading, that card is intended for that whole month of you, or till the next time you watch the next video and you'll say, oh yeah, you know what? Mary was right. That happened within the course of the 2 months that, you know, from that time I watched it and until like you watch the next video. It's like everything happens in sync. So the sun is telling you that the clouds and the dark skies are actually going to be bright. It's going to be sunny. I promise. I really promise. Just like, you know, we got summer coming up, we got spring coming up. Where I live, I'm in a different part of the world maybe than you are, and it's probably going into fall and winter. Still, same idea. Just like, you know, winter and fall's coming, we know spring and summer's coming. So it's kind of like the same idea as what I'm telling you. The sun is going to be shining, so you're going to turn everything around. And interesting that I used Tarot of the Witches. It's not because they are like witchcraft or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that either. I'm not saying that. And but what it is that it's just the idea of the changing of the seasons, things changing, because, you know, like it's all about the earth changing, things changing. So your life is changing, everything is changing in your life, and you may think that something should be the way it should be, and you're trying to push something, and you really want, I feel like there's somebody watching this that they really want something to happen the way they want it to happen. And yeah, it's probably a lot of us. It's probably me too. And we want to try to control it to be a certain time. But I can tell you right now, there's something that maybe you need to let go of. I'm not telling you to let go of a person. I'm just telling you to, I'm advising. Maybe my words can be harsh. I know. I'm a truth reader, and you know what? I am tough love. So that's the kind of readings I give. So I'm just going to tell you nicely, maybe you need to let go of a person so they can enter your life. It's like when you let go and you surrender, things have a way of coming back. So trying so hard to make something work and wanting it to happen and searching and maybe looking onto their feed, their Instagram, and maybe going on to doing stuff like that, you know what? You're actually pushing the light away from you, and you're actually spiraling downward because you're giving yourself those feelings of anxiousness. So I'm going to tell you, word of advice, let go. And I always say, let go, you know, not to say let go of the person, but let go of trying to control it. Whatever is meant to be will always be meant to be. Remember something, your soulmate will always come to you. They come into a form of whatever. It could be karmic flame, twin rays, whatever you want to call it, because, you know, it's all boils down to the soulmate, okay? And your soulmate will always, always return to you regardless. You're going to have your soulmate in your life. It's a magnet. It's a magnet. It's totally a magnet. It doesn't, there's no ifs or buts, or I want to try to put a spell and to try to bring my soulmate. No, you want to know, if you want to make a spell to bring your soulmate, love yourself and surrender. That's the biggest spell. Let go. But, you know, it's not a spell. It's just tuning into your higher self, into your divine, into your soul. I say, you know, in your spirit, because your soul is all of love. And when you tune into all of love, you attract all the people in your life. Trust. My word for you is trust. Trust. That's what you need to write that down, you know. Write that down where you can see I trust, and use those affirmations. And I guarantee that's going to change, and I want to hear about it. I really do. I want to hear all about when it does manifest, you know, because we have to hype ourselves up, and we have to connect with love. And when we do, magical things happen. I'm telling you, these cards were really amazing, and I'm just telling you, right? I'm not advising you, I'm not telling you, but just like let go and just trust. And, you know, so, okay, I hope that this reading was helpful for you and it gave you some comfort and some clarity. Okay, right now, if you join my newsletter, I am giving 10% off your first reading for a limited time only. And also I give some freebies. So I give a coloring book, a mystical one that I created with affirmations. You can use those affirmations every day and color at the same time, and 2 meditations that I'm giving away. Just go to my website, psychicsoulmatereading.com, and you can also book your session right there too. Right after you sign up, you'll get the code, and then you can book your session. You can book the time, doesn't matter, even if you're far away into another completely time zone, like maybe 16, 20 hours difference, doesn't matter, because it'll definitely calculate the time that's good for you and time that's good for me. So just go to that. And yeah, until the next video, I wish you peace, blessings, love, and light.